Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. श्री श्री राधराज बिहारी भगवान की, ललिता सखी विशाखा माता की, गिरिराज गोवर्धन महाराज की, सीताराम लक्ष्मण हनुमान की, गौरान्विताय महाप्रभु की, श्रील प्रभुपाद की, हस्ते भागवतम क्लास की, आप सब भक्त वृंद की, हरे हरि बोल। प्रभु की। Mataji, we can recall what we have done last time. We can give the mic, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. We did 8.16, 59 to 1662. The Lord should be worshipped in pure goodness and without offenses, and as per the instructions of Guru Parampara. Shuddha Bhava, Shuddha Bhakti means serving the Lord without expecting anything in return. That is service with love for the Lord. Lord Krishna is the supreme Lord and root of all incarnations and all living entities. When Lord Krishna is worshipped, all the demigods are pleased. Example is given of watering roots nourishes all the parts of the tree. Kashyap Muni teaches pure devotional service to Aditi. Srila Prabhupada made bhakti a way of daily life. He gave the Abhideya process which no other Guru has given. Kayadu had heard Bhagavatam from Naradji when Prahlad was in a room, but she had forgotten it. Prahlad got the blessings of Naradji, so he could remember the teachings of Naradji. Blessings of Vaishnavas and prayers of Vaishnavas can alone help devotees advance in spiritual life. Sense gratification cannot be controlled, and it is like chewing the chew. The desire for sense enjoyment goes away when one practices bhakti. Prahlad tells Hiranyakashipu that one blind leads another blind. Material life is like a dark well. The only goal of life is Vishnu. The way to worship him is Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atmanivedana. The goal of Varnashram Dharma is to please the Lord. Srila Prabhupada has given the Vrata for entire life where there is 24 hours engagement in pleasing Krishna, starting with rising early, Mangalarti, Narsimati, Tutsi Arti, chanting, Bhagavatam, preparing Bhoga, and so on. The day begins with chanting, ends with chanting, and there is chanting also in between. Life is meant to serve Krishna, otherwise life is a waste. For those in material sense gratification, 50% of the life is wasted in sleeping, 10 years in childhood without knowledge of the goal of life, last 20 years of life in old age, dealing with a diseased body, few years of adulthood are gone in family life. There is no scope of doing bhakti if life is not designed in such a way that bhakti becomes a priority. Life is such a fleeting moment of time. Prahlad Maharaj was preaching to his classmates. Srila Prabhupada preached to the Westerners. Blessings are required to be successful in preaching. Preaching is the essence of the ISKCON movement. Prahlad Maharaj was tortured by his father in various ways, trapped in a room filled with snakes, thrown into the sea from a cliff, made to drink poison, and sit on the lap of his sister and get burnt in fire. But he continued with his chanting in all situations with firm faith, and Lord protected him. Kashyap Muni explained the process of Payovrata that will be done for 12 days. Srila Prabhupada has given us daily vrata, so Payovrata is not required to be done by us. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram. So we'll start chapter number 17, Canto 8, chapter 17, Shlok number 1. Mataji, please start. Shri Shukha Vacha Itya Yukta Saditi Rajan Vadatta Kashyapena Anu Ashpita Vratam Didam Vadasha Aham Atitandrita. Yeah.
Shri Shukdev Goswami said, Iti thus, Ukta being advised, Sa, that lady, Aditi, Rajan, O king, Swabhatra, by her husband, Kashyap, Kashyap, why indeed Anu similarly Atishat executed Vratam Idam. And this Payovrat ritualistic ceremony, Dwadasha Aham, for 12 days, Atam Dalita, without any laziness. Shukdev Goswami said, okay, after Aditi was thus advised by her husband Kashyap Muni, she strictly followed his instructions without laziness and this way performed the Payovrata ritualistic ceremony.
Perfect. Please read the perfect.
The advancement in anything, especially in spiritual life, one must strictly follow the bona fide instructions of the teacher. Aditi did this. She strictly followed the instructions of her husband and
See, in our Guru Parampara, evam parampara praptam imam raja vishaya vidu sakalena mahata yogo nashta parantapa. Lord says, this is the Bhagavad Gita, that the message we should receive Guru Parampara sister. And when this message, due to the time factor, was lost, I am trying to re-establish the same message which I have spoken to Surya. You see, in the case of Dhruv Maharaj, her mother acted as Shiksha Guru and Naradji acted as Diksha Guru. And Dhruv Maharaj strictly followed the instructions of her mother and Naradji. And since he excelled, Dhruv Maharaj excelled, what was told he did more than that. And because of that determination, Lord appeared at the age of 5. We know how Prahlad Maharaj, in the womb, he got the entire instructions from Naradji. And Naradji blessed him. That's why after coming out, he was able to even remember what he had heard inside the womb. And he strictly followed, even though everybody outside, everybody nearby Prahlad Maharaj was Asura. Everybody. And the ministry had changed. Now the Bhagavan was Hiranyakashipu. Everybody, Siddhalok, Patalok, Devi, Devata, Siddha, Charan, Yaksha, Kinnara, Vaitala, Nag, everybody, was only pleasing, or you can say serving Hiranyakashipu. And at that time, also, he strict to the instructions of Naraji strictly. We saw in the life of Srila Prabhupada, he strictly followed the instructions given by his Guru Maharaj. Who? Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj. And for that, he tried for 50 years. More than 50 years. Up to age of 70. He got the instructions in around 1922. 1922, he got the initiation then after that. And the last instruction he got in 1933, something around. But from the instructions, from the day Srila Prabhupada got the instructions, and up to US, going US, he went in 1965. 66, he established ISKCON, right? So up to that point, and after 11 years, after that, 66 to 77, Srila Prabhupada strictly followed all the instructions which were given by Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj. In the 40 years of that struggle, in the 40 years of the life, he was completely penniless. He had no money at all. And that's why while going, he had only 40 rupees. He had heart attack. He had nothing. But what was there? The instructions which were given by his Guru Maharaj. And to follow that instruction, he lived his life. You see, our Guru Maharaj, Gopala Krishna Goswami Maharaj, for 50 years, he acted like a GBC in his ISKCON because he had done double MBA. And he strictly followed the instructions, and because of that, he was able to establish, so many centers. Prabhupada had left 108 centers, but after that, today we are having more than 700 centers. Huh? Prabhupada strictly followed the instructions. And see, Prabhupada came from Vrindavan. He came from Golok Vrindavan. He went to Vrindavan. He stayed in Vrindavan. He wrote everything in Vrindavan. Then he took the entire Vrindavan in his heart. And with the instruction of Guru Maharaj, he went out throughout the world and established 100 Vrindavan centers throughout the world. Wherever he went, he established Radha Krishna deities. He established Radha Krishna deities. And the deities are non-different from the Lord. He established that. Why? Because he strictly followed the instruction of Guru Parampara. Here also we see Aditi will strictly follow Kashyap. We see when Brahmaji, when he got birth from the navel, and he heard tapa, tapa, tapa 3 times. And for 1,000 years, how many years? 1,000 divine years, Brahmaji did tapasya. And after that, he was able to take darshan of the Lord. We see in the life of Muchkund, his entire life is he served the Devdas in the war, fighting against Asuras. And after serving the Devatas in the cause, when the Devatas told, what do you want? He says, I am not, I do not want anything in return. जब कोई सेवा करते हैं, अगर you ask anything in return, वो सेवा बेकार हो जाती है. In that seva, it become useless. And that's why it is said, when you do anything for the Lord, you should never ask anything in return. So Muchkund Maharaj didn't want it, anything in return of seva. But he only told that I want take rest. So he determined, he was determined in service. And when he was resting, he got that vardhan. If somebody disturbs you, you will be able to burn that person. So Lord was so much happy with the seva. The Lord used Kal Yavan. He brought the Kal Yavan to that place and used Muchkund by sleeping also to burn Kali. Here we see that Aditi in the past life, like in the Devaki, we know Lord had promised 3 times, Prishni Garbha, Aditi Kashyap, and Devaki and Vasudev. And they had done 12,000 years of tapasya. And what they had eaten during that 12,000 years? Only dry leaves. Kal Ekadashi hai. So you will see that it is not that because of the Payodri Vata is okay, but so much pious background Aditi had of the tapasya. that because of that, only 14 days or 15 days, what she did, Lord appeared again. Lord, so now you are here in Hare Krishna movement. It is not that because of just this life you have landed up here. आपकी भी कोई ना कोई भक्ति की सुकृति पहले थी और वो सुकृति फलित हुई, इसलिए you have joined here and you are coming here and you are getting Krishna, you are getting Prabhupada, you are getting association of devotees. It is not just, one life thing. बहुनाम जन्मनामन्ते ज्ञानवान मां प्रपद्यते वासुदेवम सर्वमिति स महात्मा. Lord can see your past, your present, and your future, and according to that, He arranges your situations. Here we see that Aditi will perform very strictly. Now, the future shlok, the second shlok and the third shlok is very important of this chapter. Somebody can read? Complete karo.
As confirmed in the Vedic injunctions, Yasya Deva Para Bhakti Yatha Deve Tatha Guru. One should have complete faith in the Guru who helps the disciple make progress in spiritual life. As soon as the disciple thinks independently, not caring for the instructions of the spiritual master, he is a failure. Yasya prasadan na gati kuto api. Aditi very strictly followed the instructions of her husband and spiritual master, and thus she was successful.
We find the same thing pattern in our Guru Parampara system, all Parampara system. Whether you see the life of Prabhupada, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj, Bhakti Vinod Thakur, or our six Goswamis, all our six Goswamis, how they lived their life. They were big people of that time. Who? Sanatana Goswami, Rupa Goswami, they were very big people. Raghunath Das Goswami was so rich that time, 500 years back, a income was 1 lakh or 3 lakh gold coin. So much land they had. And he was the only son.
Parents didn't want him to go.
Yeah. So he was that son and that rich. He was a multi-billionaire. And how he lived a life? Raghunath Das Goswami. The Radhakund, Raghunath Das Goswami, Samadhi, all that, everything is there. So all our acharyas, Raghunath Das, Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, great ministers. They were ministers, Sanskrit scholars. But how did they live life? Jiva Goswami, he was the topmost scholar of his time. Topmost scholar. But how they lived the life? So all the Guru Parampara shows a life how bhakti has to be done. Kya has to be done. And when you follow them very nicely, the blessings of the Guru Parampara comes with it. Now, here we see, like Dhruv Maharaj, he excelled every month in his bhakti. Now, here, 15 days. How Aditi Mata, what she did. Everybody of us want that Lord should appear in our life. हमको सबको भगवान चाहिए हमारी life. But to have Bhagavan in our life, what one has to do is mentioned in the sloka number 2 and the 3rd. Mataji, please read.
चिन्तयन्ति एकया बुद्ध्या
चिन्तयन्ति एकया बुद्धया
ईश्वरम्
महापुरुषम् ईश्वरम् इन्द्रियरूपम्
यथा बुद्धि सारथि
मनश्चैदाग्रय बुद्ध्या
मनस्वेगाग्रय बुद्धया
भगवती अखिल आत्मनि
भगवती अखिलात्मने
वासुदेव समाधाय
वासुदेव समाधाय
चचार मुक्तापयोव्रतम्
Vyovrtam. Each and every word.
Chintayanti, constantly thinking. Ekaya, with one attention. Buddhya, and intelligence. Mahapurusham, upon the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
So she used the intelligence. Ekaya. What is the word that is used? Chintayanta ekaya buddhaya. And the same shloks comes in Bhagavad Gita, where Lord speaks about this buddhi. Bahushakhahi anantascha buddhayo nastir buddhi yuktasya nacha yuktasya bhavana nacha bhavayate shanti ashantasya uta sukham. Then he speaks about Bahushakhahi anantascha व्यवसाय आत्मिका बुद्धि एक कुरुनंदन बहुशाखा ही अनंतश्च बुद्धयो व्यवसाय आत्मिका बुद्धि एक जिसका व्यवसाय मतलब बिजनेस क्या व्यवसाय आत्मिका बुद्धि जब तक तुम्हारा बुद्धि का व्यवसाय आत्मा का नहीं रहेगा तब तक बुद्धि एक नहीं होगी अभी हमारी बुद्धि 10 जगह बटी पड़ी हुई The business of our mind is sense gratification. Is sense gratification. It is not eka. It is not concentrated on the Lord. It is not concentrated for the Lord. It is not concentrated. But we have divided. Bahushakha hi anantascha buddhayo avyavasai. Bahushakha. The intelligence is divided. So unless and until you do not have one focus intelligence in your life, that I want to please, like, the word that is used, chintayanto ekaya buddhaya. The word that is ekaya buddhaya is very important. Unless and until, and the body is compared like a, the senses are the horses. Mind is what? Brain. Lagam bolte jisko. And buddhi is the sarathi. So unless and until this buddhi is not strong, it will not hold on to the mind and it will not give a proper direction to the senses. If the buddhi is divided, then the horses will run all in different directions. And the goal of human life to achieve the Lord will never be accomplished. And that's why if we want in our life Lord, हमको भगवान चाहिए तो हमें हमारी बुद्धि भगवान की सेवा में एक एक बुद्धि और वो कैसे हो सकेगा जिनकी बुद्धि लगी हुई है उनको फॉलो कर The people who are already into the service, we should follow them. So very important word. Chantayanta ekaya buddhi and Mahapurusha Ishvara. The word that is used is Mahapurusha. Lord is not Purusha. He is Mahapurusha. And he is the complete Ishvara. So with that bhava, that he is the complete Lord, on her she concentrated her entire buddhi, intelligence. And then, read Mataji.
Ishwaram, the Supreme Controller, Lord Vishnu, Pragraya, completely controlling Indriya, the senses, Dushta, formidable, powerful, Ashwan, horses,
Manasa by the mind, Buddhi Sarathi with the help of intelligence, the chariot driver, Mana the mind, Cha also, Eka Agraya with full attention, Buddhaya with the intelligence, Bhagavati unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Akhil Atmani, the Supreme Soul, the Super Soul of all living entities, Vasudeva unto Lord Vasudeva, Samadhaya, keeping full attention, Chachara, executed, Bhadas, Payavratam, the ritualistic ceremony known as Payavratam.
Read the translation, Madhuri.
With full undiverted attention, Aditi thought of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and in this way brought under full control her mind and senses, which resembled forceful horses. She concentrated her mind upon the Supreme Lord Vasudeva. Thus, she performed the ritualistic ceremony known as Payovrata.
Perfect.
This is the process of Bhakti Yoga. Anya Abhilashita Shunyam Jnana Karmadi Anavritam Anukulyena Krishnanu Shilanam Bhaktir Uttama. One should render transcendental loving service to the Supreme Lord, Krishna, favorably and without desire for material profit or gain.
Without desire of material profit or gain. Anya Abhilashita. There should never be any desire when we serve the Lord. Only desire should be that we get seva and service.
And without desire for material profit or gain through fruitive activities or philosophical speculation. This is called pure devotional service. One simply has to concentrate upon the lotus feet of Vasudeva, Krishna. Sarve Mana Krishna Padarvindeyo. Then the mind and senses will be controlled, and one can engage himself fully in the devotional service of the Lord.
One thing I tell you, horses, if are very difficult to control. Similarly, senses, the word that is used here is horses. In this same shloka. Whatever you do in the material world, if your mind and intelligence is not used in service of Lord, then ye mind will slip immediately with the senses towards the material things. And that 100% the fall down will happen. ये भगवद गीता वन श्लोक comes भोग ऐश्वर्य प्रसक्ताना तय अभत चेतसा व्यवसाय आत्मिका बुद्धि समाधो न विद्यते. Bhoga, whose mind and intelligence are asakt with what? Bhoga, he will never ever in his life will able to do pure devotional service. और भगवान कभी उसको मिल नहीं सके. And that's why our acharyas have told, if we have eyes, we should use in seeing the Lord and taking darshan of the Lord. If we have ears, we should use in listening Krishna Katha, Krishna Nam. If we have tongue, we should use in eating Krishna Prasad and glorifying Krishna Nam, taking Nam. If we have, we should use to smell beautiful. Tulasida. If we have hand, we should use in the deity sevas or in the service of the devotees. If we have leg, we should use for going to the temple or for the cause of the temple. If we have the stomach, we should use for filling Krishna Prasad. Nothing more than that. This is the way, simplest way by which the senses can be controlled. It can be brought under control. By all other way, senses will never ever come under control. See, and that's why in the third chapter, if you remember, in Bhagavad Gita, Lord Arjuna is asking why people do sin in the last chapter. कोई भी पाप करना नहीं चाहता. हाँ. Then Lord says, Kama Esha, Krodha Esha, Rajo Guna Samudbhava, Mahashano, Mahapapma, Vidhi Enam Ihavai. He says Rajoguna He says Kama Esha, Krodha Esha. These are the two biggest enemy of the Jivatmas. He has desires. Yes, multiple desires. And he wants to fulfill that desire. And that forces him. What? Forces him to do sinful activities. Because he has multiple desires. Hundreds of desires. Chinta aparimeya. And that's why it is said, Bhoga Aishwarya Prasaktanam Taya Apahata Chesasa. His consciousness is completely kidnapped. What? Because of
enjoyment.
Bhog and Aishwarya. So such person के जीवन में कभी भी समाधान या समाधि नहीं आ सकता. And here we find Aditi using ekaya buddhaya. Chintayanto ekaya buddhaya. Mahapurusha Ishwara, the word that is used over there. Right? Mahapurusha Ishwara. And this is how, if we have to do, if we want to bring Lord in our. Otherwise, Lord will never come. Please read further.
The devotee does not need to practice the Hatha Yoga system to control the mind and the senses. His mind and the senses are automatically controlled because of unalloyed devotional service to the Lord.
Yeah. Text quote, somebody can read. Tasya pradurabhutat Bhagavan Adi Urvida Bhavasa Chaturbahu Shankha. So now Lord appeared after the completion of. How he appeared? Bhagavan Adi Purusha, Pita Vasa. Vas means
Yellow garment.
Lord always has yellow garment. Lord is not Nirakar. Nirakar is one of us Pakshas. क्या है वो? There are three Pakshas of Lord: Nirakar, Paramatma, and Bhagavan Paksha. If you do not know all the three Pakshas, you only know half, partial. Then that is not complete understanding of the Lord. Lord is Nirakara Brahma, right? In the 9th chapter, Lord says, Maya Avyakta Sarva Bhutan. In my unmanifested form, I am spread everywhere. In the 9th chapter, Lord says. In the 15th chapter, Lord says, in the Paramatma form, Sarvasya Chaham Riti Sadna Vishto, Matta Smriti Jnana. I am residing in everyone's heart in the form of Paramatma. Upadrashta Anumanta Cha. Right? But in the Bhagavan form, he is Pita Vasa. How much? Very beautiful yellow. You know, when Lord lifted the Govardhan hill, it is said that the two types of lightning were happening. One lightning was happening up, and the other lightning was because of the dress. Jhal, 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 dress. Lightning was happening. And two types of storms were happening. One storm was up, and down storm was the storm of the sound. मुरली का धुन का sound चल रहा था क्या? The storm of the बांसुरी चल रहा था. And in that storm, everybody झूम रहे थे क्या? They were flowing in the mode of happiness. And that time, you know, it was said that the two types of lightning was happening. One, the Pita Vastra. Radharani wears which Vastra? Blue. Why? Because the Lord is bluish color. And why Lord Krishna wears the yellow? Because Krishna, Radharani is Gaurangi. Gaura. So they exchange their dress. So here the Pita Vasa Chaturbhuja. What? 400. And in all 400, what Lord was having? Shankha, Chakra, Gada. Two for the devotees and two for the asuras. Shankha and Padma for devotees. Chakra and Gada for asuras. Okay, read the translation.
My dear king, the original supreme personality of Godhead, dressed in yellow garments and bearing a conch shell, disc, club, and lotus in his four hands, then appeared before Aditi.
Now, in summary, I will tell what will happen. Now, Aditi, she becomes stunned because Bhagavan pragat hote hai. You know, all the Bhavavika, because she's a Shuddha devotee. Already she is. And when she sees the Lord, tears started flowing. She becomes stunned. She, as a rod, she fell down at the feet of the Lord. And as usual, whenever the Lord comes, devotees start doing prayers. So in 3 verses, she speaks about the Lord's glories in the 3 shlokas. And in the last line, she says, everything is possible for you. What to speak about, winning about, you know, Swargaloka. It is very nominal thing for you. But then Lord says, I know your desire, long desire, that your children's are thrown out of the Swarga and you want that they should be re-established and the devil should lose. So whatever she has desired, Lord speaks to her. But Lord then says it is not possible. Because because by fighting they will not be conquered. Oh, because they have the blessings of the Brahmanas. Brahmanas have blessed them. Oh, and the blessing of the Brahmana is Ajay. Even I cannot. But then also, you have done the vrata, it will not go fail. I will do some upay. What? By which your desire will be fulfilled. I will take a form of your son, Upendra, Upa Indra, smaller Indra, younger son. And I will arrange a way that all your children get back the Swarga. So this is what the entire these things happen, and Lord tells her, keep this that I appeared in front of you as a secret. Nobody should know. Why? Because what I am going to do afterwards should not be revealed. So this is only known to Aditi and the Lord. And then Lord disappears. And then the Lord first goes in the body of Kashyapa. He says that serve Kashyapa. And then the potency is transferred by Kashyapa in the Garbha of Aditi. And it is specifically said in the purport by Srila Prabhupada. It is not by material intercourse that Lord appears. Divine, Lord's appearance is divine. Janma karma cha me. So the potency was transferred by Ashirvad to Aditi. And then when Aditi became Garbha, and then Brahmaji came and knew the Lord has now came. Then the stuti was done, and then Lord appeared. This is how this entire chapters goes on. And then in the next chapter, that is the 18th chapter, where Lord appears and in the craft Vaman form, so beautiful. Everybody is coming and everybody is giving some gift to the Lord. So when Lord appears, the gifts have to be given. Dadati Patigrahati. So this is the sar and summary of what we are now. Yeah? So please start with the stack number 5. Somebody else can read. तं नेत्रगोचरं वीक्ष्य ससो उत्थाय सादरम् न नाम भूरि कायेन प्रतिरिहला.
Supreme Personality of Godhead, Netra Gocharam, visible by her eyes, big share after seeing Sahasa, all of a sudden, Utthaya, getting up, Sa Adaram, with great respect, Nanama, offered of respectful obeisances, Bhuvi on the ground, Kai,
Here we learn Sadachar. What we learn? How one has to offer obeisances and respect. Samanena. And whenever you see any senior person, first you have to pay obeisances. Lord and devotees are not different. We have to understand. In Sadachar, it always comes Dandavat Pranam. What? Whenever you go in the temple, first you offer blessings of Tulsi Maharaj. You do Dandavat Pranam to Tulsi Maharaj. Then the both trees are there. These are very special trees. In their entire life, they have never missed any artis. All artis, one festival, 24-hour darshan. Agreed? They are taking, and 24 hours they are listening Kirtan. So fortunate. Huh? Plus, like that Yamla Arjun tree, you know, they were so fortunate that they got the cursed by Narad ji. मैं अपने को भी ऐसा कर्ज मिल जाए तो चलेगा कि वहां 24 घंटे भगवान का दर्शन मिले. Right? Actually, it was not a curse, it was Vardhan. What? Yamla Arjuna. Right? Because from the childhood they were able to see the Lord. And the Lord personally came and ultimately after that what they became, you know, they became singers, Gandharvas, and the Vardhan they asked that throughout our life we should only sing your glories. Madhukanta and Snigdha Kanta, they have two names happened after Yamla Arjuna, you know this. Madhukanta and Snigdha Kanta. And their work is only singing the glories of Lord. So these two trees are very special. One is बेल पत्र, बेल का झाड़, और दूसरा पारिजात. So beautiful smell is coming. So we should always take the blessings. Do the Dandavat Pranam. छोटा छोटा तो क्या है? सुगंध कितना है उसका प्रभु? Whatever, but the smell is so powerful. What I am trying to say, जो भी कुछ हुआ उनका blessings हुआ, उनका blessings जल्दी है. Then you have to do Dandavat Pranam at Prabhupada. Then you have to do Dandavat Pranam Gaur Nitai. Dandavat Pranam of Radharaj Devi. Dandavat Pranam of, and whoever Vaishnavas मिले उन सबको आपको Dandavat Pranam. You know, रघुनाथ दास गोस्वामी 1000 दंडवत प्रणाम करता था पूरे दिन में. कितना? जो भी हमें दंडवत ब्लेसिंग्स दो. क्या दो? पहला ब्लेसिंग्स दो. So what I'm trying to say, blessings work. किसी ना किसी का तो ब्लेसिंग काम आएगा. किसी ना किसी का तो ब्लेसिंग्स काम आएगा.
Blessing अभी वो because of that everybody taking for parikrama.
Yes. Yes, yes. Huh? Sanatan Goswami. You know the Sanatan Goswami that Sheila was given. No? Govardhan Sheila. And that's why Radha Damodar का हम लोग 4 बार.
Sorry.
ठीक है. So what I am trying to say, Dandavat Pranam, माता जी इसका पंचांग प्रणाम देता है, लेकिन प्रणाम is very very important and it should be with man and adar. It should be with man and adar, and that is what Aditi. Sahaja, she just and like a rod, she fell down. Please read the completely.
Bhuvi on the ground, Kayena by the whole body, Dandavat falling like a rod, Preeti Vibhala almost puzzled because of transcendental bliss. When the Supreme Personality of Godhead became visible to Aditi's eyes, Aditi was so overwhelmed by transcendental bliss that she at once stood up and then fell to the ground like a rod to offer the
So
Lord.
whenever we see the deities, you should fell immediately in front of. Whenever भगवान के deities दिखे क्या फ्लैट होना चाहिए immediately और उनको प्रणाम करना चाहिए. This is sadachar. What we call as sadachar. Please read further. Text number 6. Anybody from Prabhuji's can read?
सोत्थायबद्ध जलिरिन्दुस्थिता
सोऽध्यायवदञ्जलिर इदुं स्थितः
मोत्सेह आनन्दजलकुलेक्षणा
नोत्सेह आनन्दजलकुलेक्षणा
भुवतुषैं पल्पुकालकृति दर्शनात्युत्सवग्रातपेतु
सदर्शनात्यो सर्वगात्रवेकतुः
So she Uttaya standing up, Baddha Anjaliha with folded.
Again, here we learn sadachar. How, when you get up, your hand should be folded. Then,
Iditum to worship the Lord. Sthiti situated na utsahi could not endeavor. Ananda from transcendental bliss. Jala with water. Akula Iksamana. Her eyes were filled. Babhuva remained. Tasunim silent. Pulaka with standing of the hair of the body. Akula overwhelmed. Akritha her form. Tat Darshana by seeing the Lord. Ati Utsava with great pleasure. Gatra her body. Viputaha began to tremble.
tremble.
Translation Aditi stood silently with folded hands, unable to offer prayers to the Lord because of transcendental bliss. Tears filled her eyes, and the hairs on her body stood on end because she could see the Supreme Personality of Godhead face to face. She felt custody and her body.
You know, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the Shastastakam, there is one shloka which speaks about Nayanam Galada Ashrudharaya Vadanam Kadagada Rudhaya Gira Pulake Nititam Bapu Kada Tavanama Grahane Bhavishyati. Mahaprabhu is saying, when that time will come, while taking your name, Nayanam Galada Ashrudharaya, the tears start. हम जब नाम लेते तो हमको सोना आ जाता है. रोना तो नहीं, तो किसी किसी को रोना भी आ जाता है कि भाई ज्यादा माला हो गए. नयनम गलद अश्रुधारय वदनम कदगद रुद्धया गिरा पुलके निचितम वपु कदा तव नाम ग्रहणे युगायितम निमेषेण चक्षुषा प्रावर्षायितम शून्यायितम जगत् सर्वम गोविंद विरहे. These are the words, you know, this is the bhava of Shuddha Bhakti. And yes, Aditi Mata is showing that Shuddha Bhakti, Bhava Bhakti लिखा है. Sometimes हमारे लाइफ में भी थोड़ा कभी कभी ऐसा झलक आ जाता है, लेकिन ज्यादा टिकता नहीं. कभी कभी होता है, कभी कभी you know, ज्यादा नहीं होता है, लेकिन कभी कभी आता है. But that should remain as a constant thing. It only happens when we sincerely chant the holy name, you know, without offense. ऐसा नहीं है, जब हम गुरु की अच्छी तरह से सेवा करेंगे और उनका फॉलो करेंगे तो अपने आप हो जाएगा. ओके, देन रीड टेक्स्ट नंबर 7.
सनेर गद्गदया गिरा हरिम
प्रीत्यासने गद्गद्या गिरा हरि
पुष्टावसादेव्यदितिः कुरुत्वः
पुष्टावधानेव्यदिति कुरुत्व
उद्वीक्षति सा पिबतीव चक्षुषा
उद्वक्षिता सा पिबति चक्षुषा
पतिं यज्ञपतिं जगत्पतिं
रमापति यज्ञपति जगतापति.
प्रीतया because of love Sanate again and again Gadgadaya faltering Gira with a voice Harim unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Tushtava pleased serves she Devi the demigoddess Aditha Aditi Guru Uddhava O Maharaj Parikshit Udvikshat while staring saw he she Pibati Eva appeared as if she were drinking. Chakshusam through the eyes. Ramapati unto the Lord, the husband of the goddess of fortune. Yagnapati unto the Lord, the enjoyer of all sacrificial ceremonies. Jagatpati, the master and lord of the entire universe.
3 words are used: Ramapati, Yajnapati. And how she was? She was as if she was drinking it. Yeah? She was seeing and drinking. You know, when Mahaprabhu, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw Jagannath first time after, Rath Yatra. And, he says that tears were flowing like a streams. Free. And his body used to, the teeth used to, shattered into both the teeth. And because of that intensity which was there inside the body, the blood used to come out of the hair. The intensity रहता था. Actually, that was the intensity of Radharani. Mahaprabhu was showing what the Radharani bhav, how much love and intensity Radharani has for. So this are all level after प्रेम. क्या है? प्रेम के महाभाव है, सब ये महाभाव है. और हम लोग अभी आदो श्रद्धा तथा साधु संग भजन क्रिया, हम लोग भजन क्रिया में अटके हो गए. किधर? फिर अनर्थ निवृत्ति होगी हमारी. What will happen? Then आसक्ति.
The longest time.
आसक्ति, भाव, रुचि एंड प्रेम. और प्रेम के बाद में राग, अनुराग, भाव, महाभाव. So that what is Mahabhav? Mahabhav is in that stage where every time, the body is so much, the love is so much and so much remembrance is there that he's totally mad. He doesn't have anything other than thinking about Lord. And here we see that she's standing. Who? Aditi. And she is as if she is drinking Ramapati, Yajnapati, and Jagatpati, the word that is used. And then now she will start speaking the stuti. In 3 shlokas, she will be singing the stutis. Okay.
O Maharaj Parikshit, the demigoddess Aditi then began offering her prayers to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In a flattering voice and with great love, she appeared as though drinking.
So the prayer should be offered with love and in harmony. Then that prayers are.
She appeared as though drinking through her eyes the Supreme Lord, who is the husband of the goddess of fortune, the enjoyer of all sacrificial ceremonies, and the master and lord of the entire universe.
Text 8, Mataji, Param Shakti Mata, please read. Shri Aditi Uvacha यज्ञेश यज्ञ पुरुष अच्युत्य तीर्थपाद तीर्थश्रवः श्रवणमङ्गलनाम धेया आपरलोक विजनोपशोभयाय शंखनाद कलिश भगवान असि दीननाथ. So many words are used by Aditi. The word that is first is Yajna Isha, then Yajna Purusha, second, then Achyutya, then Tirthapal. Prabhuji, come write these words on the board. Yajnesha. The word the first is used as Yajnesha means what? Who is the controller of the Yajna? That's why Isha is the Yajnesha. Then Yajna Purusha. Huh? He is the person who enjoys all the benefit of the sacrifice. And that's why it is said in Bhagavad Gita, three things everybody has to do. Yajna, Dan, Tapa. And Yajna, Vasudeva Para Yoga, Vasudeva Para, Vasudeva Para Yoga, Vasudeva Para. Then Vasudeva Param Tapa, Param Jnana. Huh? So here we know that Lord Vasudeva is the Param Yajna Purusha. He is the actual enjoyer. And we are meant to cooperate with him. What? We are meant to cooperate with him. We are cooperators. We are not the enjoyers. So here the word that is used is Yajna, Isha, Yajna, Purusha, Achyuta. What is the meaning of Achyuta means? Infallible. He never falls down from the vows that he takes. He never falls down from the position. He is, even though he comes in the material world, but he is unaffected. Even he becomes a rider. What? सारथी बन जाते हैं, लेकिन फिर भी भगवान के पोजीशन से कभी भी उनका कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. Even he is a small child. 6 days he can kill Putra. He can go in the water of Kaya and dance on him. And he is not affected by anything. He is Achyutya because he never falls from his vows. He has taken the vow that my devotees will never perish. And for that, he will do anything to any extent. And that's why he appears. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanira bhavati bharata abhyutthanva dharmasya tadatmanam. Please write Yajnesha right behind. Yajna Isha, Yajna Purusha, Achyuta, Tirthapad. What is the meaning of Tirthapad? People go to Gaya. How many of you have gone to Gaya? What is the specialty of Gaya? There are Charan. Vishnupad, what we call as 2 Charan of Vishnupad are there, and below that Rakshas is there. Gaya Rakshas. And uske upar rakha. And there, anybody who does the Pindadan, उनके पितरों का उद्धार हो जाता. But Vrindavan, 300 kilometers, is entire place. There is not a single place in Vrindavan where Lord Charan is not there. क्या? एक भी जगह ऐसा नहीं है जहाँ भगवान के चरण एक भी वृक्ष ऐसा नहीं है जिसको भगवान ने आलिंगन नहीं किया। सो तीर्थ पदा, सो लॉर्ड, wherever the Lord's चरण अंकित होते हैं उस जगह को हम तीर्थ कहते हैं। क्या कहते थे? उस जगह को तीर्थ। तो वृंदावन इज तीर्थ पद, मीन्स ऐसा एक भी जगह नहीं है जहां भगवान के चरण नहीं है, जहां भगवान का आप इंस्टॉलेशन भी कर देते हो, जैसे दिस प्लेस, दिस इज ऑल्सो लाइक अ तीर्थ, बिकॉज लॉर्ड हैज appeared there. If you see Pandharpur, what is Pandharpur? Lord is just standing there on the wheat. So Tirthapad, all these places are meant to deliver the fallen जीवात्mas. जब जीव उधर जाता है तो उसकी सुकृति बढ़ती है। क्या होता है? ऐसे तीर्थ। And why the Lord performs all these leelas in such places? Because when Lord जीवात्मा comes over there, उनके पापों का नाश। And that's why धाम यात्रा, तीर्थ यात्रा, a very important part of our, we have to go to धाम. Okay. The so many words are used: yajna isha, yajna purusha, achyuta tirtpada, tirth shravaha. What is the meaning of tirth shravaha? All saintly persons take shelter at Lord Charana. Yeah. Then Shravana, hearing about who? Mangalam. About hearing. You know, Gopi ji, one shlok is coming, if everybody remember. Shravana. What is that? Shravana Mangalam. Very. What is that shloka? Tava kathamritam tapta jivanam bibhiritam kalmashapaham shravanamangalam Srimad Bhuvi Hiranti Bhuvidadana. Very nicely, the gopis are saying. Huh? Center shloka, 9th verse of Gopi. Huh? Tava kathamritam tapta jivanam. Huh? This jivan is tapta, but your katha is like amrita. Tava katha amritam tapta jivanam. And Shravana Mangal, what is it? The best Mangal that can happen to any Jivatma is listening about Krishna. What you are doing is the best yajna. There is no bigger yajna than this yajna, where your love for Lord is revived. By listening, what happens? The love which is there, which is sleeping inside you, is what it happens? Revives. And that's why this is called as the biggest Mangal that can happen in anybody's life. And that's why it is said, Shravana Mangalam Nam Adhaye. Huh? Nam Adhaye, to chant his name is also auspicious. Then Appanam, surrendered, Loka, of all people, Vijanam, dangerous material position, Upashamanam, diminishes, Udaya, who has appeared, the original personality, Samaha, auspicious. Huh? Kindly bestow upon me, O Lord, Dinana. Read the translation, Mataji.
The goddess Aditi said, O master and enjoyer of all sacrificial ceremonies, O infallible and most famous person, whose name, when chanted, spreads all good fortune. O original supreme personality of Godhead, supreme controller, shelter of all holy places, you are the shelter of all poor, suffering living entities, and you have appeared to diminish their suffering. Please be kind to us and spread our good fortune.
Read the purport, Madhuri.
The Supreme Personality of Godhead is the master of those who observe vows and austerities, and it is He who bestows benedictions upon them. He is worshipable for the devotee throughout the devotee's life, for he never breaks his promises. He, as he says in Bhagavad Gita 9.31, Kaunteya Pratijaniti,
Name Bhakta Prashtati.
O son of Kunti, declare it boldly that my devotee never perishes. The Lord is addressed here as Achyuta, the infallible, because he takes care of his devotees. Anyone inimical to the devotee is certainly vanquished by the mercy of the Lord. The Lord is the source of the Ganges water, and therefore he is addressed here as Tirthpar, indicating that all the holy places are at his lotus feet, or that whatever he touches with his foot becomes a holy place. Bhagavad Gita, for example, begins with the words Dharma Kshetra Kurukshetra. Because the Lord was present on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, it became a Dharmkshetra, a place of pilgrimage. Therefore, the Pandavas, who were extremely religious, were assured of victory. Any place where the Supreme Personality of Godhead displays his pastimes, such as Vrindavan or Dwarka, becomes a holy place. The chanting of the holy name of the Lord, Hare Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
is pleasing to the ear, and it expands good fortune to the audience who hears it chanted. Owing to the presence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Aditi was fully assured that the troublesome condition created for her by the demons would now
Be ended. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram. So we'll stop the class over here. So what are the main takeaway points today, which we have to take from today's class?
we should do Dandavat Pranam.
There are sadachar. What are there?
Sadachara.
In dealings with the Vaishnavas and dealings with the Lord and at the places. We have to deal properly. And pranam is one of the etiquettes in which we have to always humble. We should present ourselves. What else?
Then follow the instructions strictly.
Follow the instructions of the parampara guru and try to excel in the instructions. What we have to do? Excel in the instructions. जो बोला है उससे कुछ ज्यादा करके बताओ. हमारे से जो बोला है वही नहीं होता है. और एकाग्रह चित्त, what is buddhi? Huh? With that only Lord can appear in our life. Otherwise, it's very difficult हमारे जीवन में भगवान अनुभव करने. और क्या? Yes, माता जी.
That's the
Highest auspicious thing in anybody's life is listening and glory. There is nothing more greater than this in this entire universe. Chanting and glorification of the Lord. Huh? Shravanam and Kirtanam is the highest thing. And that's why when Parikshit Maharaj had 7 days, how many days? All the people from all the universe were there and they were planning what to do. And ultimately, Shukdeva Goswami Maharaj said, Shravana and Kirtanam is the best thing that can help that Jivatma to achieve the ultimate goal of going back. There is nothing highest greater than glorifying the Lord and listening about the glories of the Lord. What else?
Gada or Chakra.
Gada and Chakra is for whom? And Padma and conch shell is for devotees. So whenever you remember the conch shell, उनको याद रखने का कि भगवान आपने ध्रुव महाराज के सर पे जैसा रखा, हमारे सर पे भी रखा, हमको भी डाउनलोड करना, हमारे को भी बहुत जरूरत है, हमारा भी खाली है पूरा.
Lord's name talks about his quality.
Yes. Yajnesha, Yajna Purusha, Achyuta, Tirthapada, Tirthashava, Dinanath. These are the words by which we should address the Lord. And we should understand the qualities of the Lord. And that is what Aditi Mata, out of love, out of tears in the eyes, she is praying this way and calling the Lord. So the prayers work. And Prabhupada writes, when she is praying with this mood, now she is assured my problems will be, my trouble is gone. So similarly in our life, when we pray, we should understand our problem will get solved. दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरि प्रिये. What else we learn? Pitavasa is not Nirakar. Yes, Nirakar is one of the part of Lord. But he has a very, very beautiful Brahmeti, Paramatmeti, Bhagavan. And Lord clearly says in Bhagavad Gita, Avjaktam Vyakti Mapanam Manyante Mam Abudhaya. Those who are less intelligent people, 7th chapter, they think me that I was Nirakar and I became Sakar. They do not know my real nature, that I am Avyay. I'm previously now, before the Srishti also I was there, during the Srishti also I am there, and after the Srishti is finished, I will remain in my place. My place will never get destroyed. They do not know about these things. Achyuta, he never fails in protecting his devotees. Name Bhakta, Bhakta को कैसे बचाना, और अपने पोजीशन में भी वो कभी भी फर्क नहीं पड़ते. अच्युत, इट्स अ बिकम अ तीर्थ. तो यहाँ भी भगवान का नाम हो रहा है, भगवान का स्थान हो रहा है, इट्स अ तीर्थ प्लेस. व्हाट इज इट? और जब तीर्थ प्लेस में जाते हैं तो सबसे बड़ा बेनिफिट होता है कि आपके पाप, जैसे ही आप पैर रखते हो तो आपके पाप खत्म होना चाहिए. तो पाप खत्म होने में क्या होता है, कभी कभी बीमार हो जाता है आदमी, उधर प्रॉब्लम चालू हो जाती है, कभी कभी यात्रा में जाके ना प्रॉब्लम्स चालू हो जाते हैं. तो उसमें मतलब क्या, तुम्हारा प्योरिफिकेशन हो रहा है. क्या हो रहा है? मैंने यात्रा में बहुत बार अनुभव किया है, कुछ ऐसी ऐसी चीज हो जाती है जो स्टेयरिंग हो रहा है. I had gone to बद्रीनाथ, केदारनाथ, उसके बाद गया नहीं भाई. वो तो बहुत ज्यादा पवित्र करता है आदमी को. वहां तो बहुत ज्यादा तपस्या हो जाती है. हमारा वृंदावन सबसे बेस्ट है. क्या है? वृंदावन इज ऑलवेज बेस्ट. Okay, so very nice.